Update for today, February the 8th. So today I worked at the store. It was a courtesy clerk shift or a bagging shift, 7 to 4. Although I spent a lot of time today on the register. Turns out we were fairly busy today. It was a Sunday and there was some kind of sporting event or something going on. Nobody really tells me anything, but there was some kind of sporting event thing and a lot of customers were really into it today. Anyway, because of that, spent a lot of time on the till. Although that being said, they did let me actually go out and do cart duty for the last like 90 minutes of my day, which honestly is something that I always actually kind of enjoy. That being said, today, while I was doing it, there was a nice sound effect while you're doing it too. If you want to hear what I was hearing while I did cart duty today, go into your bathroom and just turn on your shower on a full blast. That is not only what it sounded like, that's what it felt like. I'm pretty sure I got off at 4 o'clock and I'm filming this at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Pretty sure I'm still wet. But anyway, that being said, after finishing that, ended up going to the gym. And because of said sporting event that was going on while I was at the gym, it was very empty in there. No waiting for anything today, which was fantastic. And yeah, so me and the other 4 people in there, we had a good workout, I think. And after that, went and actually felt like chicken, so I went and got Popeyes. Again, one of these days, I think I'm going to start tracking on here, eating out too much, so I can shame myself into not doing that as often. But anyway, when I got that, came home, ate that, and I decided to turn on the sporting event, and right in time for like the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter, honestly, this really went the way that I particularly happen to want it to go. Now, again, if you happen to be from New England and you happen to have seen this, you had your time. You had your time, and for folks from the state where I happen to live, this year's our time. So, yeah, and that's what I have to say about that. So, congratulations to me and all my peeps from the Northwest. This is our year. Yeah. Anyway, that being said, turned on the fourth quarter, and with about 2 minutes left, I fell asleep. Because of course I did. This is like the third or fourth time here recently where I'm just chugging along and then just hit a wall and just kind of crash and fall asleep at some unexpected time. And probably has something to do with just frankly how busy I've been for the past like 7 weeks. Running back and forth between Central Oregon and here, working pretty much all the time. Not going to get into main character energy or whatever, or woe is me or anything to that effect. But I have a feeling that is probably related to falling asleep randomly. And that being said, we're probably approaching a change in that situation here in a few days, which hopefully will allow me to get a little bit closer to being back on track. So we shall see, and we hope. Now, last thing here. So after waking up at and finding out that indeed nothing went tragically wrong in the last couple of minutes of the game that changed the outcome. In other words, we didn't have we could be repeat champions. Nah, but I'll pass. And 2015 Seahawks fans will know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, we didn't have one of those this year. So once I woke up, saw that was indeed the case, that this was going to be our year, made the mistake of logging into social media. And this is where I'm going to introduce you to what I call the Gang of Eight. Many years ago, there was and I think it had something to do with immigration, if I recall correctly. There was a political debate that they called the Gang of Eight. Anyway, I just stole the name, the Gang of Eight. And, oh gosh, this is before COVID, so 2017, 2018. Long story short, I picked 8 of my friends on social media. And if you happen to be one of these people, I love you. I love you. That being said, I have 8 friends on social media, 4 of which lean to the left and 4 of which lean to the right. And these folks specifically are those friends, and we all have them, who pretty much almost any issue that comes up, they're going to post something, and it's almost 100%. If it is any way political at all, you'll be able to guess what their side is going to be. Again, no offense. It's if you're one of those folks, it's just how I can predict what your take on things is going to be, or at least which slant you're going to have, basically 100% of the time. And so I like to check in on these accounts because I don't get to watch the news very often at all. I'm busy all the time and whatnot. But I can kind of see what right wing, just the standard right wing party line thought is by looking in on these particular accounts, or what the left wing talking points are that particular day by, just looking at what these folks are saying, because it's pretty much going to be right in line almost every time. And so, again, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just an observation. Anyway, so I logged in regarding the halftime show, okay, this Bad Buddy person. Now, the reactions I saw to this, so I immediately go to my Gang of 8 after I see the first few posts about this. And 7 of the 8 had posted. All 7 of my Gang of 8 that had posted, it was the predictable answer. Meaning, that you could directly predict how they were going to feel about the music by just knowing what they're going to feel about other things. And I'm not entirely sure that that's how music works. I mean, I was not a music major. I don't know. I did work in entertainment for a while at the cruise line, but I don't think really that that's how music works. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just don't. And I will shout out my one friend who's in the Gang of 8 who, basically said that this is not about music. This is about, the message. Okay. If that's what it is, I respect that. And I appreciate their saying that. I have another friend who, quite frequently posts music-related stuff. And you can tell from that music-related stuff that this is probably not somebody who listens to that type of music. And who would not self-select to listen. But we get praise. Is it genuine? Is it political? I just have to wonder. On both sides, I just have to wonder. And can we really have anything that's not political anymore? Anyway. I will be driving to Central Oregon tomorrow, where I'm going to be doing another, basically 24 hours, helping mom and dad out. So I'll be posting to you from Central Oregon tomorrow. Well, thanks for sticking with me this whole time. I'll look forward to talking to you from Central Oregon tomorrow. Until then, ciao for now.